for this session. Being recorded. For this session is freeware utility tools. So the tools or software which are freely available, which we can use for improve the learning and teaching experience of the teachers, and obviously it also includes the students, so that we can deliver them better content if we are well equipped. So before wasting the time, let me directly jump onto the presentation. I'll be discussing quite a few tools, but I will simply mention their names and how to use them, the basic functionalities. If you are interested in one of these tools, then you can ask me to stop at that point and ask for further functionalities. And if you have any queries, the point is, if you have any queries in between, then you can ask me at any time. So let us start. Let me share my screen and please confirm when you can see the slides. Now I hope my screen is visible. And
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I think the PPT is also visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's start now. So the topic, as I told you already, it's a freeware utility tools for teaching and learning. So the list is quite big. I assume that some of the tools that I will discuss here, you have already seen them or used them already. We'll start from very basic tools and then we go to the more advanced tools. And in this talk that we have today, I'll be, for 1 hour, I'll be discussing with you with these tools, and for the rest of the 30 minutes, we'll be discussing things. If you have any queries, then you can please ask in between and afterwards also. Okay. So these tools are very important nowadays for teaching as well as learning purpose. One of the reasons is that most of them are free. And so most of the tools that I'll be discussing with you today, they usually come with basic functionalities, which come in the category of free version. And the same tool, if you can pay more, then you can unlock more advanced capabilities in them. So this is how today the business model is working, where we first introduce the tool, we allow the user to use some basic functionalities for free, and for the more advanced facilities, often the manufacturer asks for some payment, monthly payment, and so on. Next, another benefit is that they are accessible through various devices and platforms. So earlier, when we were using different kind of tools, either you can use them only on Microsoft operating system, you could not use them on mobile phones. But the tools nowadays that we haven't discussed today, most of them come in the form of app also, and they also come in the form of website also. So both versions are available. Another benefit is they allow the collaboration between different people, and we will see how that collaboration takes place. They allow for more creativity because they suggest you a lot of things, how to make a diagram, what color combination could be more useful for certain, notes making or poster making and all. And overall, it improves your productivity because you have to do less, and in that lesser amount of time, you can do more work. And it empowers teachers and as well as students, obviously, with modern digital skills which are necessary in today's time. With that basic introduction, let me just directly jump onto the tool. First of them is Google Docs. So we all use Google in the form of our Gmail. We also use Google Drives. And I hope many of you, or maybe all of you, have used this tool, Google Docs. Anybody who has used this tool?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yes, sir,
can I
we
ask you, ma'am,
frequently
what
use
is the benefit of using this tool apart from normal MS Word that we use?
So basically, Mohammad Mansoor Khan from SK School.
Yes, please, sir.
Sir, like most of us use Google apps for the purpose, like they are open source as well as they are free source open software.
Free source.
So that's why we use, most of the people use these software.
Okay. So as he's
We
rightly
can
said,
type any content on Google Docs and we can save it in our Google Drive also. We used
fine,
to prepare so many reports in school activities, etc. And
definitely,
paper also. We also type paper on Google Docs sometimes
yeah.
and we save it on Google Drive also.
So all of these things are true, but there are a few more things that we can do, which maybe you are already familiar with, but you have not mentioned here. See, Google Doc is very similar to our MS Word. When we want to prepare a document, when we want to, write some kind of application, write some kind of report, we often use MS Word, and we can do the same on Google Docs also. Now, what is the benefit of using Google Docs? First of all, when you do that, the data or your file is available on the cloud. Cloud here means that you can log in to this document from any place and you can use it. All right, which might not be true for MS Word. So MS Word is there in your system. When you are in office or when you have your laptop with you, you can use your MS Word. You can start creating the documents. However, if you are doing the same on Google Docs, it means the same document you are working on from the office, the same document you are working on from the home, and even if you are on vacation or at some different place where you do not have your own desktop or office desktop, or you do not have your own, laptop, you can even use your mobile phone to change the document, and you can maybe log in there on some another system, and you can still use Google Docs to prepare your reports, right? I hope what I'm saying, all of you are getting it. And you can share the document. Now, what does that mean, sharing the document? It means, let's say there is one document, I'm writing something onto it. I can share the same document with other people, so many people, and they at the same time, in the real time, can change the documents as well. Okay, now this kind of sharing is not available in MS Word, at least with the basic version that we often use. But the sharing is very commonly used in Google Docs. So I assume you already know that, but for those who do not know, just look. Let's have a quick look of Google Docs. So this is my Gmail. Here we have the option for many Google products. One of them is Google Docs. You can see it comes with some basic templates that you can directly exploit. Like if you want to use the resume, you can use this. If you want to create some kind of project, you can use some other inbuilt template. You can use the brochure template and so on. But let's start with the basic blank document. Now, if you look at here, you will find that it is very similar to what we do in our MS Word, right? So I can type something here as we do in our this MS Word, Microsoft Word. Whatever report you want to do, you can change the font type, you can change the size, whatever we can do with the MS Word, we can do here also. You can change the color also. Sorry, very bad color. Let me use something, right? You can insert some pictures. You can use the bullets points. You can do the numbering 1, 2, 3. So all these options are available with MS Doc. Okay. What is the two benefits, additional benefits I told you? One thing is that you can share it with somebody. If you can see that there is the share button. If I open this, whatever the name of the document is, let's say report is the name, I'm saving it with this with the same name report. And now I can mention the email with whom I want to share. Okay? So whenever I mention the email, and I can give it access, and then I will click the done button, and that document will be shared with that person. Now, what does that mean? It means that this document report is available to me, as well as at the same time, yeah, at the same time, it is available to that other person also, whom email I have mentioned. So we can both change the same document simultaneously at the same time, right? And what we can do, we can also open it to anybody whoever has the link of this report, they can open this, and we can also set what kind of access we want to give them, which means people can only view this document, or people can also edit it or change it. So we have mainly two functionalities, primarily viewer and editor. Editor means they can change, viewer means they can only see that, right? So these options are available with Google. So two benefits. First of all, it is available on cloud. You can access it from any other place, right? Second, you can share it with anybody, and both of you or maybe many people who are working together in this group, they can simultaneously change that. I hope this thing is clear so far. Any queries, please, related to this Google Docs? I hope you must have used that already, but sharing, people do not often use that. But it's a very convenient thing to do. Plus, you can download it. So if you download it, it allows you to download it with all the major options available as the Microsoft Word document means. If you will download using this option, you can open this in your regular MS Word software, the app even, and there are PDF format also. You can convert that into PDF, and there are many other things which are available. These are some of the benefits of using Google Docs. I hope this is clear. So let's move to the next tool, which is also of Google. You must have used it sometime. This is called Google Sheets. So Google Sheets are very similar to MS Excel. Whatever you can do in MS Excel, similar things, not exactly the same, but similar things you can do with Google Sheets also. They are dynamic spreadsheets. So that is the general name of the software, spreadsheet. And you can create the charts, you can create the graphs as you can do in Excel. You can, do different apply different kind of functions. You can do different kind of operations, sum, average. I hope you must have used MS Excel, Microsoft Excel for this purpose, but you can also use the Google Sheets for this purpose. Once again, what is the benefit if you are using Google Sheets rather than MS Excel? First of all, you can share it with anybody, means many people can work on the same file in real time at the same time. And it is available on the cloud, means you can access it from any other place. And I hope it is very clear. So it is ideal for grade tracking, attendance surveys, and data analysis exercises. In the same category, we also have Google Slides. So it is the Google version of, you can say, MS PowerPoint. So PowerPoints are used for creating presentations. As I'm doing the presentation right now, I have prepared that on using MS PowerPoint. But the same you can create with the help of Google Slides also. Very similar to MS PowerPoint. What is the benefit? Freely available, first of all. Available on the cloud. You can access it from any other place. And lastly, you can share it when many people and all of you can change, update your slides at the same time. Okay. So I do that all the time. If I'm working on a document, which I think I'll be needing from different places, whether I am on vacation, I'm in the department or any other place, I put all those documents on the Google, these options available, Google Docs, Google Excel, or Google Slides. And when there is work going on in collaboration with other people, then definitely I prefer using Google options, these options. Google Docs and Slides and Excel. Okay, so these are Google related, but there are many other tools which Google provides. So there is Google Calendar. I hope users, you can fix your meetings. It will send you reminders. It will send you emails regarding different meetings. And there are many other tools, freely available tools, that is important, are available too. Okay. Now let's move to something else, which is, I hope, a different and new tool that you will appreciate. It is called Canva. So it is a kind of tool which is used to create brochures, very good brochures. You can create posters, you can create pamphlets, you can create reports using this tool. It is called Canva, very convenient tool. And we need that in our departments and in our schools all the time. Every other day there is some kind of function, some kind of fete going on, and some kind of workshop, seminar going on. We have to create the templates, presentations, posters, workshops, and in all of them, uh, Canva can help you with that. So before going into the demonstration of Canva, may I know how many of you have used it?
Sir, I used it
Okay, great.
to
So
send
then
any
what you
notification
prepared out of Canva?
to send any notification to send any notice regarding to parent teacher meeting. That's all. It is very colorful, um, colorful thing, sir. Canva. I used it, sir.
Right. So let's have a demo, and it is a kind of tool once again which comes in two versions. One is free version. In free version, you have some basic functionalities, and then you have this paid version which comes with more advanced features. So let's start and have a very basic demonstration of Canva. How does it look like and how does it work? So we can search on Google. So we can directly like Canva. You can see it's a visual suit for everyone. So since I use Canva all the time, so it comes with this feature. But when you do use Canva for the first time, you have to make a login there. You can use your Google login, or you have to create an account like we do in any other major application. All right. So let me show you some of the basic posters and brochures I have created recently, and then you'll see how this thing works out. So we make brochure all the time in our department. So this is a placement brochure. All of that is created using Canva, right? So you can put new tabs there. You can change the color. You can change the font. You can add pages. Okay. Let me zoom this in also so you can view it's better. So all of that comes with different options. You can change the color, font size. You can add a new message there. You can add a new box there. You can add images. And it makes all these things very convenient because it comes with lots of option in terms of what font size you can use, what color you can use, and the arrangement is really nice. All right. Recently, I prepared this prize distribution. We do different types of events all the time in our departments and schools. So it is good to know how these posters and certificates are made. You can also create by the way certificates for the students. So we created this poster recently, and the good thing is it comes with certain templates. You can directly use them, or you can create your own design from scratch. So let me use some uh, let's say poster. I'm saying poster landscape, for example. And you see that these templates are very good. They represent different things, and you can use them for different purposes, right? So let me use something like, okay, let me start with this very basic uh, template. Right? So stay tuned for what you can change that coming soon. You can mention what kind of event you are preparing this poster for, this certificate for. You can write different messages here. You can mention the website. You can even change the position, different types of positions. For example, we do not like the yellow like this. You can change that orientation and all. Okay, you can change the color, and you can create new boxes also. So let's say before that you want to write something like I've created one more box similar to the first one, and I want to place it somewhere else. I have just copy and pasted. It's nothing very difficult about it. I can change the font size, use it to maybe 100, depending upon the requirement. I can change the font type also. There are many font types available. Let's say I'm using this one, and I want to write rather than, you know, uh, what is there inbuilt. I want to put this down under the AMUSchool website. So you can make all these changes very, very conveniently in Canva by using inbuilt templates. All right. Okay. And nowadays, Canva has started a new feature which I really like. So let me use that feature. And please pay attention to that. So now, Canva has started Canva AI. Canva AI here means that you can, whatever you want to create, let's say you want to create some poster or something, let's say prize distribution ceremony or farewell ceremony or something like that sort. So you can say that I want to create a farewell. You have to just type what you want to do, right? So farewell ceremony. I hope the spelling of farewell is right. Ceremony poster, for example. Okay. And it will ask whether you want to create a video clip, whether you want to create an image, whether you can just design it. So let's say I'm saying I want to design a poster of farewell ceremony. And it will say what kind of poster do you want. Either you want it for social media, or you want a presentation for the same, or you want a marketing related announcement, or you just want a card or invitation. So let's say I'm clicking on card and invitation. I mean, you can change it according to your need. And then there is format. So what kind of format do you want? Do you want a postcard kind of format, or invitation, or card type of format, right? With different selections, you will find different options available. So let me use something, let's say invitation. Okay. And you can also further write many things: a farewell ceremony, a poster for my colleague, his name is this and he's working in that department or that. I mean, whatever information you want to give, you can give it there. But I'm keeping it simple: farewell ceremony poster, and I'm just kind of running that statement. Okay. So depending upon my need and whatever I have mentioned, the name, the department, the farewell ceremony or something else, it will generate options for me. Okay. And all of them are posters and invitations, and there are many others. Right. So whatever you have in your mind, you can just type it, and you can create a brochure, you can create a poster, you can create a card, very convenient card. And this is not it. Let's say you are interested in this poster, you like this, whatever the theme of this poster. Okay. So you can, you can click on it. This is the one. You can use it in your editor, means it will be now available as an editable file, and whatever you want to mention, you can mention that. Okay. So hosted by, let's say I'm saying Aligarh Muslim University, right? Farewell ceremony celebration for join us. See, I did not mention that, right? But when it saw that I am creating a poster for farewell celebration, it put that message as join us to say goodbye and share memory, in loving memory of some person who has just retired, and so on. And it automatically created this template that you have to mention the time. And if you will mention the time and place in your message, it will place that here. Okay. And all of that is done just by you mentioning the things. All right. So I hope the process how to create using AI is clear to everybody, and Canva is somewhat clear. Anybody? Any?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay. Thank you very much. And it's a very convenient, and yes, it comes with very different options. One of them is that I am showing you, it is freely available. But there is, you can see that upgrade your plan, it's a paid version. So many templates and many videos that you want to create, they are not freely available. You have to pay for that, but the basic functionalities are available for you. Okay, so you can try Canva.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, the Canva is free in English. For Urdu or Hindi text, do we get a free version or we have to pay?
So I have not used, to be honest, for Hindi or Urdu, but I think that you can directly copy paste that text at any place. I mean, I think it should understand that. So let's test that at the same time. Okay. So this is farewell ceremony celebration. So let me use translate from English to, let's say, Hindi. So I'm saying farewell ceremony celebration. It is saying Vidai Samaro should be the right word. So okay, just keep it simple. Vidai Samaro. Hindi में इसको हम विदाई समारोह कहेंगे. Fine. So let me see that whether we can use here as a font. And the thing is, we can use that. Right? So maybe we can not directly type it because I have not used it. That's the reason. And I think we can use Urdu also. So I'm not sure. Let's see this. Whether we can use Urdu. Which message लिखा है, जो भी है message. So let's directly jump on to whether we can use this. So I'm putting it here somewhere. Let's say. And yes, it is allowing Urdu also. And I think the size can also be increased. So yes, it's fine. I mean, it means that at least the support for Hindi and Urdu is there, so we can.
Sir, support for cut and paste is available.
Yeah,
But like for the original Urdu text or Hindi text.
What do you mean by them? Original Urdu and Hindi? What do you mean by that?
I mean, the original Hindi or Urdu script.
Yeah, so this is Hindi script. I think
this
we can
is
change.
via copy. This is via copy pasting from
So
the translation.
let me try. Okay, okay. Let me type writing something in there. I do not know how to. I do not do the typing in Hindi. Can you suggest me how we can do the typing in Hindi here in general? How do we do that? So the point is, we can. It is supporting the font, and if you know how to type in Hindi and English, I think you can do that also. I mean, I have not used that, so I will not comment on that.
So we can type in Hindi and Urdu also.
Okay, I think so. मैंने कभी इस्तेमाल नहीं किया तब, but it supports the font at least. That is there. Okay. Any other query, please?
Sir,
Ji?
we have to download the Hindi keypad so that we can type in Hindi, sir.
Okay.
If we want to type in Urdu font, then we have to download the Urdu keypad, sir.
Urdu
Then we
keypad.
can type.
I think so. So this is Canva. Now let's move to some other tool. Next, another tool that I find very useful and I use it all the time, it is called Notepad++. Has anyone used it? Notepad++? So all of us know Notepad. I think it is available. It comes directly in the Microsoft this operating system. Okay. But Notepad++ is a very convenient tool, and it is similar to Notepad, but it is a code editor and it is a text editor also. And it comes with support of lots of programming languages, Hindi, English, Urdu, local languages support. And the good thing is you can maintain multiple documents at the same time in one application only. Okay. So before I tell you what Notepad++ is and how to use it, I want to know from your side, let's say someday, let's say you want to open 10 documents, let's say, and you have to simultaneously work on those 10 documents. Means you have to sometimes read document 1, then take some data from there, paste into document 2, and so on. So you have multiple documents available. In that case, how you use all those documents would be that you open all of them. Sometimes you go there, sometimes you go in some other document, see what is happening there, then you come back to your main document, and so on. I hope this is how usually we work when we are working from different documents. However, if you can open them in Notepad, it supports multiple extensions. But if you can use the Notepad++, then all the documents are available at the same time. So I have already downloaded Notepad++. So let's see how does this work. You see this option. So let me show you what is the basic Notepad is, which you already know. Just a quick recap. So we have this Notepad. All right. And you can type anything. It is just a basic text editor with no functionality of coloring or font size and so on. And we can just mention the things there. Okay. That is simple Notepad. But there is this Notepad++. Okay. So what is this Notepad++? It is a multi-tabbed Notepad, you can say that. Okay. So what we can do, you can create a new tab. You can mention something there. Okay. Then you can create a new tab. You can, maybe here you have mentioned your to-do list, what you want to do today. You can mention all of them. So I have to check the assignments. I have to take lecture at some time. So you have mentioned all these things here. Okay. At the same time, you are working on some another thing. So you have opened that new thing and you are here studying. So what do we mean by, let's say something, let's say AI, artificial intelligence. What is AI? And you have written something about artificial intelligence is, and so on. You have written that. At the same time, some message came from the chairperson that you have to prepare something and you have to create a basic draft of some report. So your to-do list is here, your some definition that you are working on is here, and at the same time you open a new tab and you're saying, okay, I have to create a report for some basic report on something, some kind of student feedback, for example. Okay. Imagine if I had to do all these things separately, then I would have opened separate files for MS Word, whatever tool I'm using. Okay. But here, everything is available in tabs. Okay. So you can keep on creating that, and you can keep on creating all these things that you are working on simultaneously. Okay. So I have opened all these things. By the way, you can save them in whatever format you want to save them. All right. But I always use Notepad a lot. Whatever I'm doing is available maybe on one tab, and then I move to next tab. There is some other thing is available, then I move to some other tab, some other thing is available. So it is very convenient to manage all these things in one application by itself. Okay. Otherwise, I have to mention all these information into separate files, and all those files will be available in my taskbar. And sometimes I have to move like this, and then I have to move like this. This is what I have to do otherwise. But here, because of the tabbed version, I can move swiftly between what I have written earlier and what I am going to do next. Okay. So I highly recommend you to use Notepad++. It's a very convenient tool, and by the way, it has support for different kind of programming languages also, if you are interested in programming language, right? So it opens the file of C program, C++ program, Java program. You can use .csv file. So it supports different file extensions that you can think of, many of them. Not all of them, obviously, but a good number of formats can be opened in Notepad++, and you can switch between them very conveniently whenever you want to switch between. So is that clear? Notepad++? I hope.
Clear, sir.
Yeah. Fine. So it's a very powerful text and code editor, and it has many features. Programming language multi-tab is actually the main benefit of this tool, and it is ideal for teaching programming. If you want to, I mean, you can use the same tool. You can open different programming exercises, quick. You can do the code editing, and you can take a structured node and switch between different themes a lot using this Notepad++. Then the small PDF. A small PDF is a website, and I mean, we have to play with PDF a lot, which means sometimes we have to. So let's see what the common things we do with PDF. Sometimes we have to merge two different PDFs. Sometimes we want to split the given PDF into 2, 3, 4 different PDFs. Sometimes the size of the PDF is too big. You want to compress that. Sometimes you want to convert the PDF file into Word file. Have you faced that situation? Have you ever converted PDF into Word? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think Tasneem, ma'am, what tool did you use for that? Can I ask?
I have done it online.
Oh,
So
okay, you
I've
did it
used I
online.
love PDF.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
website.
yeah. So small PDF is one of them,
Okay.
and you can just manage your PDFs very, very easily. You can add password to your PDFs, by the way, so you can do the password protection. Simple drag and drop interface, very convenient interface. And whatever you want to do with your PDFs, conversion, this and that, merging Word into PDF, PDF into Word, all these things you can do very conveniently with this online tool. And by the way, there are many other, as you have rightly mentioned, many other websites available for this for the same. You will really like its look and feel. So let me just show you the website because its arrangement is really nice. PDF. So you can merge, you can compress, you can annotate, you can convert PDF into Word, you can translate, you put the signature there, right? You can convert PDF to OCR, optical character recognition, and there are many tools that you can do with your PDF. So all these options are available at one place. Next tool, which is Slack, and you can think of Slack as a combination of Google Classroom, kind of, the functionalities available in Classroom, and what are the functionalities which are available in the WhatsApp. So what happens is that sometimes we are managing different groups based on subjects, based on projects, and each one of them has their own communication going on about that subject or project. Different queries are coming from the student side, and there is not actually a good tool which manages all of that. So WhatsApp is more about the personal communication, but the other things are lacking there, right? Related to collaborative projects and subjects, and what are the queries from different sides and how to respond to them, and does anyone can do the response on that subject. It's not very convenient in WhatsApp. It's not very convenient in Google Classroom, right? Though these functionalities are available. So Slack is one of those tools. Once again, it is freely available as well as it is paid, where you can do this communication very smoothly in a nicer way. You can see everything that is happening. So in WhatsApp, one of the problem is that you have what happened yesterday, you have to search a lot in that, because the way it is designed, when you have 5-10 messages from different people coming up, you lose track of what happened earlier, right? Because it is buried in the previous communication. It is not very convenient. However, using Slack, you can maintain this communication, discussions on different things very, very easily by creating different groups. So let's see the look and feel of the Slack. You can decide using it. This is a very convenient tool for collaboration and discussions. So I use Slack here. It's an installed version. So I will not go into too much detail. How does it work? You can find it out by yourself. But you will see that there are different channels available here. So each channel actually is a different communication going on, right? And in each one of them, you can see these numbers. So there are some new messages that I have not read. We call them channels. So let me open this up. There's some communication going on about something, and different people are saying different things, and all the things which are available in WhatsApp for convenient messaging, all of them are available. The dates are mentioned very nicely, so you know when a communication is started. You can mention different links, external links where people can go to. Okay, and let's say this is your BCA class, maybe your 10th class, this is your 11th class related to something else. You can switch on to that and you can discuss different things, suggest different things, what is going on in that subject, in the project. It is very convenient to look at that, okay, and reply to them. So for replying, all the things are available. You can select where you want to reply, very much like WhatsApp. But as I told you, in WhatsApp, when you have lots of communication, then it is very difficult to keep track of that. But in Slack, it's not very difficult and you can manage that very easily. Okay? And then there are many different available. So what are the activities going on right now? Which means that the people who have mentioned you in your messages, you can see all of them at one place. So 12 such activities took place. And there are many other things that you can do, okay, using Slack. So many people are using it nowadays, especially in outside India. This tool has become really, really famous because it is specifically designed for student-teacher kind of communication, wherever there is some projects and some collaborations are going on. Okay, so this is Slack. So far, we have discussed quite a few tools. So let me just remind you, we have discussed the tools related to Google. So Google Docs was there, Google Slides was there, and Google Sheets is there. Canva we discussed. We also discussed Notepad++, very convenient tool. A small PDF to manage the PDFs, and Slack is a very convenient tool. Okay. Evernote, I have not used it. This Evernote, it's a freely available tool, but people have used it, and we have lots of things to take care of. We want to, store different notes and ideas. So Evernote is similar to Microsoft OneNote, and there are many similar applications available. But the good thing is it is freely available, and you can store your ideas, your notes, what you want to do today, what you want to do tomorrow, the plans and everything. You can store the text, images, web clipping, and for planning purpose and for the reminder purpose, Evernote is a useful tool. I have not used it, but people have used it and they said that it's quite useful. So you can try this tool also. Okay. Then PDF Escape is another very convenient tool. So when we use a small PDF, we just discussed, and you also suggested some online tools. So all of them are more about how to split, how to merge, how to convert into PDF, but very few freely available websites or tools there. Using that, you can edit the PDFs. Okay. Edit the PDF means you want to add something to it, you want to change the color of something, you want to add note to that. So all of them can be done using PDF Escape. There are some other tools also for the same. So if you want to add some new text to your PDF, which we cannot do using Acrobat PDF reader, and you want to add some annotation, you want to add some images, you want to fill out some forms, sign the documents. For all of them, you can use PDF Escape. It is freely available and it is available online. There is no need of any software installation. Okay, so it's very convenient to manage your PDFs using PDF Escape. All right, so let's move the. I know I have discussed quite a number of tools, and it's not easy to keep track of all of them, but my idea is to let you know that what are the freely available useful tools there, so that whenever you feel the need of using any one of these applications, you can directly jump on it. By the way, you will know more about these tools when you will start using them. All right, so there are lots of functionalities available, but my idea here is to give you this just the basic introduction of all these tools, so that later on you can, use them for their purpose, different purposes. All right, so let's move to the next tool that we have in the list. That is OBS Studio. Yes, so this tool is interesting. In anybody who has used OBS Studio or has heard the name?
Yes, sir, I've used it.
Okay. So, excuse me, almost all the tools. In any case, OBS Studio is a very good and convenient tool for recording purposes, right? So it happens all the time now that we want to record a lecture and give it to our students. We use this tool a lot in the COVID times. If you want to, create a good, this academic lecture kind of, which you can put on YouTube and you can share with the students, you can use this OBS Studio. People use that for streaming purpose also. I have not used it for streaming. But
no, sir, I didn't. I just, while making the videos, I jumped onto from Vine to Loom and then came across this. So I laid my hand on this also.
Oh, very nice, very nice. So we'll have a very brief demo of OBS Studio. And the quality is really good of the recorded videos. You can actually change the quality according to your need. You can do the live streaming also. I have not used this option, live streaming, but I've heard that people use that for live streaming also. You can add different kind of audios, means, you can select whether the audio should come from the headphone or the audio should come from the speaker. You can mention all these things. And the good thing is, if you are using other tools, then they leave their watermark on that. Means when you record the video, there is the symbol of that tool somewhere, and people will know that you have recorded the video using that tool. But in OBS Studio, this is not the case. You can record and there will be no mention or sign or logo of OBS Studio on your video. And obviously it's a very convenient tool, and you can create video tutorials. You can record lectures, you can do the live streaming classes and so on. Okay, so let's have a brief look. It's a very big tool, very heavy tool. There are lots of options available, but when I use it, I use that for very basic purpose to just capture my screen and voice, and then I can, with some basic editing, then I can share that with my students. I did it a lot, and especially in the COVID times. So I assume that all of you at least have the this basic introduction of OBS Studio. As ma'am has mentioned, there are very good tools available also. That is, Loom is very famous, but it does not provide you lots of options. In OBS Studio, there are lots of options. So just have a quick demonstration of OBS Studio. So I've already installed it. You have to install it. It's quite heavy. Yeah, so that is the basic screen. So let me just do some basic, sorry. All right, so that is the basic screen of OBS Studio. So let's first add, so you can see the scene here. So all of them have certain meaning, but I'm not going to that detail. You can add different things here, right? So first of all, you can add an input capture. Audio input capture means from which source the audio should come. Since I'm using the headphone, then I'm using the audio here. Okay. And there could be many audios. So I'm selecting my audio microphone. Okay. And you can also add different kind of video options. So from which place you should add a video. So let's say I'm saying that window capture. is something that I'm doing. Sorry. Okay, window capture is there already, I think. Yeah. So you can start recording. Let me add one more. You can use your camera also. So you can see this webcam. If something is coming from the webcam, you can use that also, right? And then start recording. And it should start recording whatever it sees on the screen. And whatever you are speaking, it should work on that. Okay, so let's select this. Right now we are on this students one, and then you have to stop the recording, and it should be stored in a certain folder, right? So let me do the show recordings, and then you can see that sorry, some basics, right? It is available in the MP4, and whatever I have changed that there. Okay, and all of that is available as a video, right? So you can there then share it with your students. All right. And then there are many other different options available. So yeah, it's a very heavy tool, and using that is not very straightforward. Let me also admit that, but it's a very convenient tool for creating the video tutorials. You can use them, and the good part is it is freely available for most part. Okay, so you can directly download it and start using it. So our time is almost ended, but let's move forward and discuss a few more tools that I have there in the slide. Another one is, it is called Quillboard. So Quillboard is a language paraphrasing tool, AI powered. Language here means that if you want to, let's say, improve the structure of your language, you are not very good at English, you want to change the type, you can want to write it in a more academic fashion. So these things you can do with the help of Quillboard. It's a language related tool basically, and it also comes in two versions. First version is that it is freely available, it comes with basic functionalities, and then there is this paid version, which means if you want to parse or improve the language of very big documents, you can use Quillboard. You can change the language, you can paraphrase it, you can check the plagiarism as mentioned there, you can check the grammar, you can rewrite the whole document if you are using a paid version. Otherwise you can use it for small paragraphs, and it's basically language processing tool. Okay, so very convenient, and you can try that sometime. So let me show you the Quillboard. Okay, so the website is available right here. This is Quillboard. So let's say these are different options available here. If you can see, paraphraser, grammar checker, AI detector, plagiarism checker, and so on. So let's try to use them one by one with the basic functionality. As you can see here, it is also available to upgrade it to the premium. Right now, you can only paste, I think, one paragraph or something here for improving the language and so on. But if you want to, use it for the whole document, so more characters and more paragraphs, in that case, you should use the paid version. But at least for the basic functionalities, is freely available. So let me paste here some text and see how we can improve the language here. So let me take it very basic, some text. All right, so this is my text. I want to phrase here, but you can see that there are different tones available. So you want to do the standard, paraphrasing or frequency. Sorry, fluency is more important. You want to use the formal languages. You want to use more academic language or creative language, or I mean, this kind of tone or options you can choose. But let's start with the basic paraphrasing. Okay. So it is saying that the things that you see in red here, they have been changed, right? And this is also good, the coloring part, because you should see that what things that have been changed, because sometimes paraphrasing removes the context and the sentences are not very meaningful, right? So if you can see that what things have been changed, you can have a good understanding that where the things have changed, and you can check whether the synonyms used or the sentence structure that they have used, they are good or not, or they still convey the same meaning or not. You can see here the bar, right? Because paraphrasing means synonyms have used a lot in paraphrasing. So using this bar, you can increase the synonyms or you can decrease the synonyms, right? And let's say that I want to, this cues is written over there, and I did not like the word cues. So you can click on here, and it suggests you that rather than using cues, you can also use the word indicators. You can also use the word suggestion. You can also use the word instruction, and so on. So if you do not like the word cues here, you can see the options available and maybe change it with indicators, right? So for example, here they have mentioned take place, right? That is the take. Or determine, precisely determine something. You can click here and you can say, okay, to accurately figure out. So the phrases which convey the same meaning are available here. You can choose them if the original word you do not like it, that they have used in the paraphrasing. So maybe precisely, precise, something like that. Okay. And this is the standard paraphrasing. You can use a more academic paraphrasing. Okay, so for academic, you have to pay. So it is only available for premium modes, but I think fluency is available. So here, fluency of the language is more important. So now they have changed according to this mode. Once again, the structure is very similar. You have the color combinations. If you feel like the message is still conveyed with meaning and all, you can keep it. Otherwise, you can just right click on it. You do not like the word examples, click on it, and maybe such instance and something you can use and change. Okay. So that is the paraphrasing part. You can also check the grammar of your text. Let me paste here. You can upload the document or you can directly paste the text, and let's I have text here. It is suggesting me a few things. So rebalancing is not the right word. You can use the word rebalancing. Images depicting does not mean anything, so you can accept it or ignore it because the way it is written is not right. So there are some two grammar related and one recommendation that they are overused expressions. They are saying you are using the same expression again and again. So overall, they have given you the writing score, which means this 80% well written in terms of what kind of English I have used for this paragraph, and they have given the marks for clarity and so on. So use it to improve it further. 80 is that's good. Then you also have the AI detector. For that, I think I have to log in to Sage, continue to Sage. AI detector. So let me use the same thing. And it happens a lot here nowadays. So what is happening is when we give assignments to students, then more often than not, they use tools like Gemini, they do AI tools, ChatGPT and all, they just copy paste it and they give it to you. Now, if you want to identify how much AI written text is there, what are the chances, you can use its AI detector option, right? And you can just detect AI, whether AI has written there. So it's a, yeah, 80% is the chance, and the text that written over here is likely right. Yeah. So, and it is saying that rest of the part is written by humans. 80%. It's just a very high score, right? So it is confidence is low, confidence is low, and so on. Okay, so it's very convenient that you can use. And then, as you can see, there are many other options available. So for example, plagiarism checker means, let's say if I paste something and I want to know whether I mean, this is my own text or I have copy pasted it from some other place, right? I hope all of you know the word plagiarism here. So let's say scan for plagiarism. Okay, I think it is also available only with the paid version, so we won't be able to use that plagiarism checker, but at least some other options we can use using paid code. So this is the business plan people are using, tools are using all the time. Some basic features are clearly available, and rest of the time you have to pay for that. Let's move to discuss a few more tools. So that is slides AI.io. What is this tool? So it's a website. Also, it is a plugin. As a teacher, we have to create presentations a lot. And slides AI.io, you can use this to create very nice presentations. How we can do that? So you can just supply it some raw text and you can ask it to convert that into very nice presentations. This is one thing you can do. Or you can just suggest it some topic that I want to create a presentation on, let's say, something photosynthesis. You just give it this instruction and it will create the presentation, the whole presentation for you. Okay? And you can then edit it and make necessary changes and all. You can ask it to add relevant images. You can ask it to add bars and charts. And the good part is it is compatible with Google Slides and Microsoft PowerPoint. Means you can just add this as an extension to Google Slides or Microsoft PowerPoint, and you can directly use slides AI.io in order to generate different presentations. It's a very convenient tool. I highly recommend using it, and your life will become much easier, at least for those who want to create lots of presentations and they have to do this all the time. Let's take a quick demo of slides AI.io. I have already added it in my Google Slides. I will come here. I will write Google Slides. It's very much like Google Docs and Google Sheets. It is the Google's way to create the presentation. I hope all of you know the presentation. Basic functionalities are there. You can insert the slide, you can add more slides, you can select different styles of creating the presentation and so on. It is very, in that way, it is very similar to Microsoft Word, sorry, Microsoft PowerPoint. But you see that there is an extensions option here. And here you will find slides AI.io using which you can create the slides. Okay? I'm asking for it to generate new slides. Now, it will ask you a few things. So what is your presentation about? Let's say I want to create a presentation on this. I hope the word is correct. Okay. Just the topic. And bullet points. No, nothing. Next. It is saying that what type of presentation do you want, whether you want it for the business, whether you want it for education, and so on. There are student project is also there. So let's say that education. Now you can give it a lot of text here. It means that let's say you already have a document where some basic information about photosynthesis is available. So you can add that information. Next, for whom you are creating this presentation. So let's say I'm creating it for high school students. What should be the tone of voice? So it should be more interactive or explanatory about you. Let's say interactive. Which language you want to use? So I suppose there are tons of languages available here, but let's keep it simple. English, right? And you can mention some things here about photosynthesis or anything that you want in your presentation. All right. Plant limited. Okay, sorry. Looks like you are loving this ad. You have used one on your free plan to continue creating. Okay, so I mean, there is some restriction on slidesai.io, and that is if you are using the free version, that per month you can create certain number of presentations. I think in a year you can create 12 presentations and so on. So that's why I won't be able to complete that. But the basic idea is if you are using it and you give it some basic information, you give it the context, right? Then it will generate the whole presentation for you. I have created some presentation from that. So let me show you how does it look like so that you can use that also. I think I created this one. Yeah, so this is what Slides AI has created for me yesterday. The same topics that I'm showing to you, and you can make changes to that. And it has created the images by itself, by the way, about Google Docs, about Google Sheets, about Canva, about Notepad++, a small PDF, Google Slides and all, Slack. It has created all these images which are relevant to the topic by itself, and you can directly use it. But I assume that there is a restriction on how many presentations you have created on a given plan, but still we can use different Google logins, right? And for each login we can create different kind of presentations. So it's a convenient tool and you should use it. But let me remind you once again that some of them are freely available, and for some features you have to pay. Okay, so that is slidesai.io. Lastly, large language models. I hope all of you must have used ChatGPT, and there is this tool for Google side also. We call it Gemini, and they are all in one tools. Those who use it, they know it. That what are the different things we can do with that. So whether you want to you want information related to some topic, whether you want to do the translation, whether you want to do create some kind of lesson plan, calculations, codings, basic data analytics, all of that can be. You can generate new images, you can generate videos related to some topic using ChatGPT and Gemini. So I think it's a very convenient tool, and many things that we have done with the help of separate tools, many of them can be done with this single tool by themselves, so they can manage different things. Okay, and it's a must-have nowadays for all the teachers and the students, and we should know how to better use them. So is there anybody who has not used this tool before? Even because it has become very famous, so I assume all of you must have used it. Anybody who has not used ChatGPT or Gemini before? No.
Sir,
Mhm.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Hello, Islam.
Sir, is Chat GPT and Gemini one and the same thing?
No, so both of them fall into the category of large language models. So that's the technical name. But ChatGPT is developed by a different company. It's called OpenAI, and Gemini is developed by a different company, that is Google, by the way. So
Okay. Sir, I have used Chat GPT. I haven't used Gemini.
Gemini. So let's have a quick look on Gemini also, so that you are familiar with that also. Ma'am, may I know for which purpose you have used?
Sir, I have used it to find out some details about the topic which I was going to study, or
Okay.
which I was
Mhm.
supposed to study in the class. That is why.
Okay, so let's look at some basics things that we can do with these tools, because I assume that many of you already know that, but I also assume that many of you might not have used these tools for their full potential. Okay, so let me start with Gemini first. So Gemini is a large language model, very much like ChatGPT. It is developed by Google. So let's say, I mean, we often use these tools only to know about certain topics we want to learn about them, but there are many things we can do. I often use these tools to create the basic structure of my speeches, the basic structure of different, let's say, reports and applications and so on. So for example, I ask it, write a farewell speech, speech for my senior teacher. And let me also write some name. And something ask. So it has created a draft. I often use it to just create the first draft and then I can change it. So it's I mean, the whole speech that it has created. So it's a privilege to present a farewell speech for my senior teacher, Mohammad Nadeem. It's very convenient, and you can do that. All right. So this is one of the way you can use all these tools. Ma'am, as you can see, that DeepSeek is also an option. Yes, Hashim sir, DeepSeek is also an option. There is Claude, which is developed by Microsoft. That is also an option. In fact, in your WhatsApp, you find Meta. Because we are taking about the search button itself, it calls Meta, and that is also a large language model, and you can use that also. So DeepSeek, there is this famous tool by the Elon Musk company, X.
Yes, sir. And out of these, I have found DeepSeek to be the most, Chat GPT to be the most matured one. It gives better
Yeah,
result.
yeah,
If we
definitely.
compare same output for the query,
Yeah.
Chat GPT has a better result.
Yeah, I agree with that. And there are two reasons for the same. Primarily two reasons. There could be many. First of all, OpenAI is only doing that. It is only creating the large language models. If we talk about Microsoft, if we talk about Google, they have lots of other things to do also, right? So maybe that's why they are not focusing directly on large language model the way OpenAI is focusing. And it has lots of funding. So I also use ChatGPT a lot for basic purpose. In fact, I have taken uh, the paid version of it also, because gives some really nice tools and options which are not available in the free, the free version of the tool. In any case, it's just so versatile that whatever you want to do, that you can do with that. So if I say that translate the following into Hindi, then it has support for the major languages. You can just will convert that into Hindi or any other language. And you can create the images also, right? So you can use, let's say, generate a diagram for water cycle. Water cycle. I can directly generate an image. I can okay, so it may be Gemini by the basic tool cannot generate the image, but obviously we can do the same in ChatGPT very convenient. So let me use it there. Generate a diagram for water cycle. This is the ChatGPT window that I am using for certain purpose, but let's create a new chat. and I can generate a diagram for water cycle, and it should generate, I think. Yeah, generating. Might take some time. In fact, let me show you, since I'm using the paid version, I have some features that you people might not have. So let me show you this thing called Sora. Let's see what this thing is. It's available in the ChatGPT version itself if you are using the paid version. Otherwise, I think it's not available. So it's generating some image of water cycle. Might take some time. Creating image might take a few moments. Okay. Yeah, so it's generating. It is coming. It's slow actually. The net is slow today, I think.
Sir, is it like that the more you use ChatGPT or Gemini, it get trained with you?
Yeah, it knows your flavor actually. This
Okay.
happens. So I do not know. I'm not so good at science, so how good is that? But I assume that the basic structure is fine, and you can give it further instructions that you can mention. I want a sketch diagram, not the this kind of diagram or grayscale diagram or black and white diagram. So you can create. So why these things are useful? See, otherwise, if I use an image, it is available on internet, and it could be a copyright image. I mean, I cannot directly use it for my own purpose. But the same, if I'm generating using these tools, it is not copyright of anybody. I can still use it, very conveniently made it, change it according to my need, and still it will not fall into the category of copyright violation or plagiarism, right? So this is, I mean, one of the very amazing thing about using these. Look, it's the same way. If I'm using some text about water cycle, what is water cycle, I might take it from internet from somewhere and it will fall into the category of plagiarism. But if I'm generating it through these tools and just changing the language a little bit, improving it more, then it will not fall into the category of plagiarism. And it helps us as a researcher a lot in paper writing. We in our department in university, we will also, there are lots of research scholars, we do research a lot, and in that you have to prepare the report, which should not have any kind of plagiarism. And in those cases, these tools, they help a lot. The worst part of that people just copy paste from it, but I think we should take it as a very convenient tool available to us, and we should consider it. I mean, it's a what we should call it. I mean, a companion in that way, which can there to help you in almost every task that we do. Okay, let me give you show you this part of ChatGPT. It is called Sora, and Sora actually is a video making tool just by giving the instruction. So you mention you want something, you type it here, and it will give you the image. Sorry, video. So let me show you my media that I have created. So I gave this Dr. Faisal Anwar, having long beard, Muslim from India, working as assistant professor, giving a lecture on cybersecurity. So this is the video that has been created using Sora, and very realistic. And you can also mention that how long you want to create the video. So it is only 10 seconds, but you can, I think, create longer also, though there is a restriction. This is Mirza Ghalib reciting a poetry. It's some prompt I have given. I do not even remember what was the prompt. So it has created in night time or something. So So let's say if you want to create a you are teaching your student and you want to create a hypothetical situation where you want to show something, then in those cases these videos can be created very conveniently. And this is another version of Mirza Ghalib doing the recitation in front of other people, and you can see the background is I mean, it's a very finely created video. It's not just, but this is watermark, as you can see here, display that it is created using Sora tool. And there are a man walking. So I have just given the prompt, a man with a dog in a forest. So that was my prompt. And it has created this beautiful video, short video. So very nice. All right. And as we move forward, we will see more and more of some teacher teaching at some time, explaining something. In any case, so these are very convenient tool, and right now they are paid because they require too much cost to be generated. But in future, you will find they will be very conveniently available, and you can create any type of video. But we should also use it responsibly. We should not create videos which are not ethical, which are not this, you know, which are user friendly, which are student friendly, which does not create, do not create fake videos about something or somebody. We have to avoid all those things because using this it gives you immense power. So we should use it very conveniently with the responsibility that we should carry with them. Right? So these are some of the free tools. If I go back and give you a quick recap, I hope you already know Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides. I highly recommend you go through Canva, generate beautiful brochures and posters, teach how students can do that just by typing the prompt, by the way. It's not like that you have to just, you can use the inbuilt templates also, but you just type it, I want this kind of poster, I want this kind of brochure, and it's all done for you. I also recommend you, my personal recommendation would be to use Notepad++. In different tabs, you can maintain different information. You can copy paste from one place to another place. It's very convenient to have this tool. I will also recommend you to have a quick review of OBS Studio for video recording. Initially, you will find it very, there are lots of options available. But once you have that, you can create very informative videos for your students, and even if it's live streaming, though I have not done that, but those options are also available. And Quillboard is also very convenient tool. I really like it. And slides AI.io, but there is a restriction on how many slides you can create, but it's still this option is available. And yeah, better use ChatGPT and Gemini. There are tons of things that you can do. I often, if I have some research idea, I also argue with these models to understand better what these tools, right? So it's a very convenient tool, and we should all have better understanding of large language models. So thank you very much. That's all from my side, and thank you for your listening to me patiently. It's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Okay. So how many total number of participants are there in this course? How many total number is expected? Full size the session. Total
Sir,
registered
around
participants, how many?
200. More than 150 candidates are there.
Okay. Right now we are about 1/3, right? 50, 51 total. Let's wait for another couple of minutes, hoping that others will also join shortly before we start. Okay. I suppose time is already up, so we may have to start.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'd like to
Okay, sir.
welcome all the participants of this session, and the course organizer is right now in another meeting, the convener. So let's not wait for any formality. Let's start. Before we actually, this session will be more of an interactive session for about 1.5 hours, and we would request participants to be interactive, and so that by the end of the session we are in a position to see some national and international digital resources that can be utilized by the faculty members. Please, all participants are requested to mute their mics so that the background noise does not affect the class. So kindly mute yourself unless you are the active speaker. Okay, so I suppose participants are from different subjects and different backgrounds. So let's try to understand the expectation from this session. By the time we finish this session, what is your expectation from this session? And there are some expectations from our side also. So which means when we conclude this session, we would be expecting you to start using some of these into your academics for the benefit of the students. So with that, let's spare a couple of minutes to collect the expectations from the participants. What do you expect from this session? I mean, what do you think about this session, and what are the proxy? There are a number of national and international digital resources that have been made available by various funded projects of the government to enable faculty members from various schools also use those resources for the benefit and enrichment of the students. So there are some we will be going through those resources. So let's hear from the faculty members. What are the problems that you see right now amongst the students that you deal with? What are the problems that we would like to get solved? Because technology is actually a solution enabler. So if we use technology along with a few other things, then we can find some meaningful solutions. So to understand the inputs from the participants, I'll request all the participants to put their, articulate their expectations in the chat box, so that by the end of the session we get back to the again, when we do recapitulate the points, we see how many of them we have been able to achieve, so that the session, with this session, we can walk away with some key takeaways that can be utilized from tomorrow. That would be my expectation. So let's hear from the participants. Please mention your what do you see the problems that you would like to be solved for betterment of your students in various classes, in various subjects that you are dealing with. Please specify in the chat box, so that we'll see how we can use the resources already available through these projects that can help us to utilize it into our curriculum. So the time is for the participants to put your problems that you would like to solve. What are the problems that you observe that you would like to be improved upon in terms of the students who deal with the subjects you deal with, etc. So go ahead, please. I mean, mention your expectations and so that we can tailor the discussion accordingly, and we'll see by the end of this session we are in a position to see whether we are able to find some practical solutions to those problems by use of technology. So am I audible? Participants, please give your inputs, and if a problem has been specified by some faculty member, you don't have to repeat. Please put it in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if somebody already has given and there's your also input, you don't have to repeat it. So why I'm saying so, because we would like to see that by the end of the session, you are in a position to see the value of these national and international digital resources that have been funded by various projects of the ministry, and they can be utilized by us to overcome some of the problems that you might have foreseen. Because I generally ask this question in most of my sessions to the participants. Okay, so there are some problems, Okay. So what we hear from, let me articulate what I hear often from other institutions when we talk about the same thing. They say lack of focus from students, lack of regular presence in the class. That means they are present in some class, absent in the next class. So getting, focus for a longer duration, getting interest from the student, all of that is a problem. This is what some others say. And students are not aware, maybe some of the teachers are also not aware of what kind of tools are available that can be used by the teachers and their students to overcome some of these, right? Students distracted by using mobile, very true. Students are getting distracted. So we'll see how we can use the mobile itself for getting focus back to the academics by mentoring of the teachers. Right? There's too much of information overload, and they are busy, completing the syllabus rather than focusing on the learning. Very true. Okay. Parents of children in our school complain that they don't want anything online, they don't want anything mobile to their WhatsApp. Absolutely. Parents have their own perspective, they might have their own feedback, but we'll have to see how we can actually bring the students back into the focus and use what is already there to help them do excellence, to do better in academics. This is what we'll be looking at, and by the end of this session, I'm sure you will, when we conclude the session, we will have certain solutions to these problems, pragmatic solutions, without requiring investments, because funds are limited in the real world, so it should not require funds and etc. So there are a lot of resources, especially in the FOSS domain, available that can be utilized. Okay, so let's go back to the slide and walk through a few of them and then come back and showcase those resources that we are referring to. Are the slides visible right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir.
So the
Yes, sir.
very nice. So the background and the context we have been discussing, there are some expectations that the faculty members may be having from this session. There are expectations we have, either the sessions resource person plus the course organizer. They also have certain expectations that after this course, the teachers should be better equipped to handle students, to help students, to mentor students to do, so that they can do better than what they were doing prior to this course. And there are some limitations and delimitations, as always in the real world. So often some of the problems that we heard from some of the faculty members, see, there are, when we were students, we also had our teachers were also having certain feedback and certain expectations from us and vice versa. But our time, when something like 20 years back, situation was very different. The teachers will be teaching with chalk. So chalk and talk was the technology that teachers were using, and teacher was the controller of learning. There were some teaching aids at that point in time, maybe OSP projector, maybe transparency projector, whatever. So the teachers used to use teaching aid, and they were being used to reinforce the concepts and to ensure that teacher's point is well understood and signal what is important, what is essential, etc., etc. Help the students visualize or experience something that is impractical to do or see in the real life. And so time to time, the teaching aids get enhanced, get improved with the enrichment in technology, right? So we have to see what are the emerging trends that we have today that we can help our students with. So there was a traditional model that I was referring to, where focus was on teacher and the role of the learner was passive, and the technology was chalk and talk. So in this scenario, if a student missed the class of the particular teacher or particular Guruji, he's gone. The reason is this class will be happening next year or in the next semester. So you have lost all the opportunity as a student to get yourself, enlightened about that particular topic or that particular subject. This was the traditional model when we were in the schools. That was the way. But then with passage of time, with development in technology, the model changed from traditional to information. So here, in the information model, the focus changed from teachers to learners, which means students were provided with the recorded sessions with some kind of, lecture recordings, and some material that they can refer even if they did not had the opportunity to attend to the classes of the particular teacher for one reason or the another. So this was and here the role of learner becomes active, which means it changes from passive to active. And he will need some kind of personal computer. It could be literally personal computer or laptop. It could even be smartphone, because it also has some processing capability. So even that can also be used for education purposes. Now, then came a third model, which is called knowledge model, which is basically the focus is on group, not on the individual, and the role of learners is adaptive here. Now, what I mean to say here is, to understand it better, let me ask a question. All faculty members, please specify in your own class, if you have to divide the students into 3 categories: above average, below average, and average. What would be your feedback? What do you normally find? Out of, let's say your class has, let's talk in terms of percentage. So out of the total population of 100%, what percentage of class would be average? Generally, ordinarily. Please come out in your own classes, in your own experiences. What do you find? How much is the average? Average?
Sir, generally 60%,
50%.
60% of the students are of average level.
Okay. And how about what percentage would be typically above average?
20%, 20
I
to
think
25%.
20%, 15 to 20% we find.
And then the rest is below average, right?
Yes.
So often as a good teacher always tries to raise the bar for the weakest lot, which means the below average students are targeted to bring them, to raise their bar. And for all you know, you may do some remedial classes. You will announce that I have got a special classes, doubt clearing session, this, that. And you do notice, you put a notice on the notice board, or you pass on this information among all the students. And in the class, you will be surprised to see the above average, and some of the average will be sitting. The below average, whom you are actually targeting, will be rarely available. Is it true?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, very true.
Sir, even the students who come in the class after retest, they don't perform well.
Yeah. So the problem here is we have not gone into what is the third model visible on the screen, the knowledge model. Because in the knowledge model, the focus is not on the entire class, but on the groups. That means the students need to be divided into groups, and their learning needs are adaptive, which means one medicine for everybody doesn't work. Which means for the weakest lot, there will be some other kind of things so that we can help them. The average one, there will be something else. And for the above average, something else. Whether that it is assignment, whether it is quiz, whether it is, Viva, etc. So, but this will put a lot of burden on the teacher, because generally it'll be easy to give one assignment to everybody. Ask them to submit the assignment. Now, what happens? We all know that assignment will be done by few of them, and the rest, what they will do? What will they do? Copy and submit, isn't it? So this is a problem. We are putting our efforts with the objective of helping the students, but we are not able to do. We have practical limitations, right? We, as a teacher, how many types of quizzes we can make, how many types of assignments we can make, because then how we will evaluate. All of this is a problem, right? So through these national and international digital resources that we are going to discuss, we have solutions, and I'm sure you will see that solution in this very session. And when you go back from this session, you will be having some solution that you can apply from tomorrow. So the assurance that I wanted, you will start applying those solutions, but first we demonstrate those solutions to you right in this class. So here, that is what is called dynamic learning. So the static model, the traditional model, the legacy model is not good for today's environment, because things have changed, paradigm has shifted. So we may think that we don't have this particular projector or this particular smart class, or we don't. In fact, whatever we have, using that we can do wonders, provided we use what is already there in the national and international digital resources, appropriately blend it into our classes, into our curriculum, into our mentoring process of our students, have the adaptive learning, and we can do wonders. While getting more infrastructure is always welcome, but I'm telling that no more infrastructure is required. In fact, what we have within that, we can do wonders if we start using those national and international resources that is already made available by the government. So various ministries. So let's move to the next slide and see how the role of teacher is changing. Earlier, teacher was transmitter of knowledge, but now teacher is a guide and facilitator of knowledge. Earlier, in the traditional model, chalk and talk model, controller of learning. So teacher was the controller. If teacher is angry with anybody and say, get out of my class, he gets to lose the knowledge. So he cannot learn. But now that is not true anymore in today's context, in the 21st century. So instead of controller of learning, it is creator of learning environment. The teacher is becoming. Instead of becoming always an expert, teacher is becoming a collaborator and a co-learner, because every teacher is also a student. So that is the role which is changing. Instead of learning to use ICT, it is using ICT to enhance learning. So that's actually the transformation that is happening in the role of teacher itself. The curriculum is also getting revised. So the curriculum needs to be changed. Instead of focus on memorizing the facts, that was the focus something like 20-25 years back. The questions used to be asked like, where was Gandhiji born, and when was Gandhiji born? All those questions are not relevant anymore today, because the moment you ask question, student can Google and write the answer. So where is the test? In fact, it should be inquiry based. So today's question should have been, what would be Gandhiji doing today if he was alive today? This nobody, Google will find. Here the student will be forced to apply, his critical thinking, his analysis, analytical ability to write an answer, and no two answer will match. I mean, so that is where we have to change the curriculum and the way we assess our students. So instead of artificial exercises, it should be authentic learning exercises. Why? Because in today's world, a lot of resources. For example, let me give two examples. One is an example of a geography. Let's say in a school, teacher wants to teach galaxy for the first time to the students who have never been exposed to the concept of galaxy. So teacher will come, teacher will draw a diagram on whiteboard or blackboard, and it'll take 5-10 minutes to draw that diagram. And galaxy is a three-dimensional, but the teacher will draw it on a two-dimensional whiteboard or blackboard or green board, and then explain to the students. Students will partially understand it. This was the case when we were the students in our schools. But today, a small 3 minutes YouTube video with multimedia or voice and rotating objects can clearly explain the concept in 2 to 3 minutes, and the concept will be grilled into the minds of the students. This is what is meant by galaxy. And then they can start discussing about stars, about rotation, earth revolves around, and etc. etc. So many things. So what I'm trying to say here is, today the students have the teaching aid the teachers have teaching aid, and students have access to those resources that were not available to us when we were school students back 20, 25 years, 30 years back. So, which means now we have to enhance our curriculum, blend with what we already got as a national and international digital resources into our curriculum, and utilize this. Likewise, let's talk about legal profession, for example. When suppose there is a law student, LLB student, earlier, something like 20 years back, 15 years back, once he completes his degree, he will be going and working with some lawyer as a junior lawyer to see the court proceedings after he has a degree in his hand. So in the classroom, the real world examples will be only on the whiteboard and blackboard. But today, the cases are being live streamed, which means a law faculty member can assign different students different courts. Okay, on this particular day, one hearing is going on, please go to the Supreme Court site or to the High Court site, watch these proceedings, write your learnings in 2 pages and submit it to me or as an assignment. This is assignment for group 1. For group 2, another case related to, let us say, civil suit or criminal suit or a constitutional bench, that bench. What I'm trying to say here is, I'm giving just an example. The same example applies to you in your own subject also. So this kind of material, teaching aid, assignments, that was unthinkable. So we cannot continue the curriculum that we were having 20, 30 years back. Especially, we need to have some kind of blending it with the latest enhancements available into the educational resources, and that is where the role of national and international digital resources come, and we will look at some of them, right? So media applications are getting changed. Instead of single sense, it will be multi-sensory. So one can listen to audio. Let's say somebody is traveling in bus, one can listen to audiobooks of a particular topic and save his time or her time while commuting. And by the time one reaches the destination, let's say somebody is traveling from Noida to Delhi in a bus, so he can use audiobooks to go through the concepts of a particular subject and complete that and learn that while traveling also. So instead of just looking at books itself, he can also do audio, he can also do video, he can also do transcripts. So many things are possible. The resources are changing from analog to digital resources. So let us look at some of the national digital resources, and then we will discuss how we can blend it into our curriculum. So we have a number of national digital resources. The URL of them, some of them is visible on our screen. Is it visible? Can somebody read out what is visible on the screen, please? amongst the participants? Can somebody?
Assalamu alaikum. National and international digital resources for
Yeah.
teaching and learning.
Okay. So slides are not moving.
Not sir, it's not moving, sir.
Okay.
Swayam Prabha.
Okay.
It's showing.
Cool. Not a issue. Not an issue. Just a minute. So
National digital resources, sir.
fine. So here we are going to talk about Swayam Prabha. Swayam Prabha is different from Swayam. What government has done, they have started a group of direct to home channels. They are devoted to telecasting very high quality educational programs on a 24/7 basis, and this is using GSAT 15 satellite. So I would like to, just for academic interest, I would like to know, are any of the schools, participants are from different schools, right? So is this available in your school? A question just for an academic purpose. Is this available in your school? Swayam Prabha? Is it installed somewhere in some central place where anybody can, some common place where students during free time can sit, some common room, some waiting lobby, etc. Is it installed somewhere?
No, sir.
Sir?
I will request all the schools to please consider it. It's a meager 2,000 rupees investment and wonderful resources, something like so. Let me just open how to install it. So what I suggest is, I'm sure if you ask your principal, sir, I need a 2,000 rupees investment from the school to build a facility which is national digital resource, and this will help all our students, because while they are free, we can say, sit here, watch this program and prepare notes and submit it to me during your free 1 hour or library period, or any time, some teacher arrangement could not be made. We can make them sit there and watch through those programs. And then simply watching is not enough. What you have learned, please summarize in your own handwriting and submit it. In that way, we can definitely get a lot of value. And let me just go to the next slide. Is it visible? How to install it? So it's a 2-step process. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Visible, sir.
Can somebody read for me what is visible?
How to install
How
it?
to install it?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please read out what is written.
3-step process for configuring and installing DD free dish and setup bow, generally available with all TV dealers for less than rupees 2,000, is as follows. Step 1. Install DD free dish as per the direction given at http:/India government technical pages DD. Sir, link is there. And
Okay.
step 2. Set
Yeah, go ahead.
following parameters in the steps top box for Swayam Prabha channels. Parameters for Swayam Prabha channel number 1 to 40, satellite orbit position GST 15/93.5 east, modulation 8 PSK/dBB S2, receive frequency 11630 megahertz, polarization horizontal symbol red 29500 kSPS, sir.
Okay, so if you call some of the TV dealers, some dish service provider, and ask them, I need this particular channel, and he will set these parameters, install it in a place that is visible. When your school inspection is happening, that time also you can showcase that here is what we have. Apart from that, it will be very, very useful. I'm sure there will be some place in every school, some waiting area, some lobby. In that waiting area, please install this, or maybe you can install it in multiple places in your school, where students can watch the program during free time. So instead of roaming around here or there, they can be made to sit in that place, through as a schedule. And the programs, we will request you to please consider it in your schools and get it installed. Right? Very simple. And then what kind of programs it has, we will have a look at it. Right? So I would request all the participants to please open the Swayam Prabha website, swayamprabha.gov.in. Here is the website. Is it visible?
Visible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So swayamprabha.gov.in. Take a few minutes to open this website, please, from your respective computers. Let me also try to open it from here so that we can discuss. kindly open the Swayam Prabha website.
Yes, sir.
Is it visible?
So nothing is
Yes,
visible.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Just a minute, just a minute.
Yes, sir.
I mean, in your computers, it will be visible. I've also tried to open it on my screen. If you can see my browser, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Visible.
Now it is visible.
Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay. So please see that we have Swayam Prabha website. So when you have that, you can have the programs being aired right on those TV screen in that common place. In fact, it should be installed not only in the school, but even in the directorate of a school. I will recommend in the waiting area, in the somewhere somebody is going, you can see that we have program, this program being aired. So that's a very good small investment, but lot of value. Less than 2,000 rupees is the cost. It's not for profit, but it is for promotion of education. So I'll request all the participants to please take it forward with your principals and get it installed. I'm sure you will find it a very handy tool for helping your students use their time effectively. All that is required is you will have to tell them this particular program is happening. So where from you find those programs, let's see at the website. So we have in this, we have higher education, we have school education, we have competitive. So let's focus on the school education because most of the faculty members are from the school, right? So here is the school education channels. You can see here that these channels here, these channels you can, is it visible on my screen? You can see?
Yes, yes. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
You can see here these channels, and you can also open these channels in your own respective machine. Now you can see here that if I click, I can see here, this is class 1 PM eVidya class 1 live stream. So
for someone to look at our private body parts.
right,
Here is an example.
it is material
Three
is
young
available
boys
not only for
peeking
class
through
1
a
but
girl's
up to
bathroom.
intermediate, all classes. So you can identify the material related to your particular subject and ask your student to attend a particular, because these classes are being repeated, right? You can see here plenty of them, and apart from that, there is a help manual, there is an FAQ, and so many things. So a student can go and create a login, register themselves, and also see it on their smartphone also. But in seeing in the smartphone, they will require internet connectivity, etc. If that is also possible, the recorded sessions will also be available. So all of that is there. NCERT curriculum is there. A lot of resources are there, right? So I will request all the faculty members to get this Swayam Prabha TV installed in your school at appropriate places, and encourage your students to spare some free time going through these programs which are being aired. The quality of program is very good, well reviewed, and they are being aired, and the repeat telecast is happening at different times, and the schedule is available. So we will request you to please explore this for your schools, and all teachers of their respective subjects, please explore the content related to your subject. There are 40 channels, and you can find the item related to your subject, and you can encourage your students to start viewing it, and then ask them, not merely viewing. After viewing, you see to it that they write 1 or 2 page summary and submit it to you, so that they are not simply sitting and watching without taking interest. Once they know that they have to summarize what they have learned, they'll be more careful, and ask them to do it in their own handwriting, not typed one, because the moment you say typed one, people can copy and paste. But when you ask them, I will require only 1 page summary of your understanding, handwritten, then they will be. Apart from that, there are some competitive exams resources also available. You can see here that, a lot of competitive exam channels are material for competitive exams are also being aired. You can see here Sati Engineering, Sati Medical, etc., Sati Bank, which means the helping the material for helping the students. So it's like, what coaching institute do for a fee, it is available for free, which means the students can get benefited without requiring to go to coaching. So using these good quality, excellent material for their preparation of their competitive exam. So that is the advantage that it offers. Now let us move to another. Is there any question related to Swayam Prabha before we move to the next National Digital Resource?
So I just want to add these channels can be viewed on YouTube also. The channels you're talking about on Swayam Prabha.
In fact, it can be viewed on.
Yes, sir.
It can be viewed on
YouTube also.
But
yes, sir.
The fact remains, if you want to have a group learning kind of a student, one program is happening, you can give them half an hour slot.
Right, sir.
Make them sit in a common place. See, as an individually, we can see the recorded session, but when it is happening live, at that point in time, there will be numbers. One can even ask questions by dialing in a particular number or sending it, etc. So that will be when it is being scheduled live. Then the recorded sessions are anyway available. They can be done on the recorded videos as an open educational resources. And once you have login registration, students have login registration, they have more facilities available. They can do that. So
right, sir.
Okay. So that is as far as the Swayam Prabha, but I will still request all schools to explore the possibility of getting it installed in their strategic places in their school, right? Maybe in the principal's cabin, so he can also be updated which schedule is happening, and he can also have some. So whatever it makes logical sense for the particular school, but please have it in the school accessible to students. That is what the key takeaway from.
But the live sessions are having very odd timings. I have just
In fact, one session gets repeated n number of times. So the schedule gets published. And those schedule, if it suits, fine. If once it happens in the morning, once it happens in the afternoon, the same program gets aired many times, which means there is a repeat telecast. So if it is happening a number of times, I'm sure it will be suitable. One of the schedule will be suitable. And those lectures are based on a particular topic. If a session is happening, that we can assign to our students. If it is happening after the school, they can view it from their home, from their mobile. But if it is happening during their school, we can make them sit in the common place and go through the program, and maybe we can mark attendance, etc. So that it's a group learning activity exercise that is happening. So that's many times students roam around here that can be taken care by making them sit in a particular place and use this facility. Right. So let's get back to the next resource, the national. We have material available for. Just give me 1 minute. Get back to slide. Just 1 minute, please. Okay. Are my screen visible now? Slides are visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
We have a number of courses available, starting from class 1 up to class 12, and all of that can be explored on most of the national digital resources, not only on Swayam Prabha, but on some others that we will be looking forward to, right? So they are categorized subject-wise, language-wise, etc., etc. So we have physics, chemistry, maths, bio, commerce, history, and so on and so forth. They are also on multiple regional languages, right? So apart from that, there are national digital resources for primary, secondary, and senior secondary education. That includes JEE Main Preparatory, JEE Advanced Preparatory, and NEET UG Preparatory. So let's apart from that, let's look at some demo again for you might have heard of Digital India program, which is a flagship program under the spearheaded by the Honorable Prime Minister. And this program is actually an umbrella program which is sum total of so many programs that have been happening in past, right from 2006 when Dr. APJ Abul Kalam inaugurated the Sakshat portal with his, because education was very close to the heart of Dr. Kalam. And he was, in fact, we all know that when he died, he was teaching. So that was the involvement he had. And he was a very simple person, but education was very close to his heart. So he had in 2006 inaugurated. Sakshat portal is also under the umbrella of Digital India. So it's an umbrella program where the effort is being made to enhance the digital resource utilization across the length and breadth of the country. So the student in the remotest place anywhere across India can get benefited from the good quality national and international digital resources. They are available, being made available through these, funded projects for the benefit of students. So do you know that there is one more problem that we have, and I'm sure most of us will agree. Shortage of good teacher is a major problem. Even when we were a student, we remember that in our school we had, or in our college we had one particular teacher, two particular teachers. They were very good, and we remember that particular teacher was very nice. Do you agree or not, participants?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In every school,
Yes, sir.
in every institution, there are some good teachers. But the problem is the number of good teachers are, not as much as we would like to have. And the problem becomes more complex as we move towards higher education. The reason being, as we move upwards, there is a specialization. So once we have a specialization, the expertise becomes, more, stringent. So there, shortage of experts in higher education is also another problem. So which means a particular expert may be of a particular area, maybe in a particular country, in a particular university, in a particular continent. For others to get benefited from his or her experience, it's a huge challenge, because either he needs to travel to our country or our city or our district or our college or our university, or we travel to his place. Let's say some expert is sitting in Germany or in Australia. So to get benefited, either he should travel from there to us, or we should travel from here. This was the history. Fortunately, in 2011, 2012, one experiment happened. One of the professors in a university in US did an experiment, and he tried that sitting in US. He did a small virtual class where participants from all 7 continents attended. About 10,000 odd people attended or so. I don't remember exact number, but thousands of people attended. He did his online session, something like what we are doing now. He did an interactive session, and that was very successful. That gave birth to what is called MOOCs today. We have heard of massive open online courses. That was the birth of MOOCs. And SWAYAM is an Indian platform for MOOCs. So Indian MOOCs is SWAYAM. So that is where the MOOCs was born. That now we can minimize the problem of travel. We can minimize the shortage of good teachers by having MOOCs, by having digital resources through which some challenges of visa, passport, expenditure to travel, hotel booking, problem can be minimized by using those digital resources. So with that, a lot of other projects were funded by the Ministry of Education, or previously known as Ministry of HRD. They also funded a number of projects. So let's look at one of them. I'm sure you would be aware, but just give me 1 minute to open it on my screen so that we can look at some of the resources being provided through that project, which is being, spearheaded by the Ministry of Education. Sorry, just 1 minute. Let me locate the resource. Give me 1 minute. Okay, I have located that resource. And let me. Is my screen visible now?
Not yet.
Pardon?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's visible
Okay.
now.
We are looking at a national digital resource, which is called One Library, All of India. A movement, a single window paradigm shift, a movement for making single source knowledge repository, which means through this resource we can explore. This is an entry point for various other resources. So single point, one stop shop. So we can see here we have different subjects. We can see education level, so classes, etc. Then we have contents covered in various languages. We have state boards aligned to so many of them, right? And then we have other type of resources: test books, assignment, audio lecture, simulation, chart, so many other things. Now, I would request one of the participants to mention your class and subject, the one that you are teaching, and I'll try to open that and showcase that as an example. Obviously, I can't open for everybody, but one volunteer, please mention your subject.
Sir, class in
Class 5 in English.
Okay. So let me open class 5 and see what we have. So we have class 5, right? So we can have a number of we have 37,444 resources, right? And we have in so many languages. So we have English, right? Now for class 5, here are so many national resources available, right? So you can see here a particular topic that you would like your students to get their concepts improved upon. You can identify from here which one is relevant, and you can ask them that here is a resource, please go through, and I'm going to take your viva. Please come back to me with 1-page summary of your learnings. Do the way you want, but you bring it to me after a couple of days, something like that. So
Right, sir.
So in that way, you identify different for different groups, adaptive learning, so that copy paste is avoided. And let's say somebody is ways to multiply and divide. Let me just open, try to do. I think it belongs to maths subject, but doesn't matter. Okay, so we can see here that the digital resource is available here, and the student can go through, and what we have to do is we have to identify the right portion of the resource that is beneficial to a particular subgroup of a student who are weak in that particular area. So that is the analysis that we will have to do as a teacher. Identify that portion and assign it to the different groups of students and ask them to go through and then come back for a discussion. In that way, they will be knowing this what they have to do. They will and you can have in the group you can have different assignments group wise, right? So we can see here that we have so many other resources available, class wise, subject wise. So I'll request you to please explore, right? It is video lectures are also available, and so many other resources that is worthy of exploring what makes sense for your students, right? Old exam question papers, etc. Something like environmental study class 4, you can see here. So I think the digitized books have been digitized. Apart from that, it is not only books, but there are so many other things that have happened. Just let me and some other examples. Right. Or some other language, South Indian language has come up. So a number of let's say class 11, right? So we can see here that YouTube video, the online lecture, actual lecture is available. So suppose a student is weak in units and measurements, we can ask that please go through this video of 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever, understand and come back to me with a specific doubt that you have, and you say that doubt is at which particular, let's say it's a 10 minutes video, he has a doubt on 8.33. So after 8 minutes I have this doubt. If you don't ask this, he will come back without reviewing it. But if you say at which particular time you have doubt, so at least in my experience, what we have found is when we have given this and asked them, you please let me know at which time you have the doubt actually disappeared, because he was forced or he was compelled to go through the video, and once it's so nicely designed that if he goes through, there is no doubt. The doubt will be when he will come back without watching. So you say, please, okay, let's open it together. Show me where is exactly at what point in time you have the doubt. So we'll have to use some of these techniques to motivate, engage the students, engage different senses of the students in the learning process, so that they can. Similarly, we have for chemistry, we have biology, we have so many other subjects, and material is available. So what we need the faculty members to explore these national and international. We have not yet talked about international. We'll talk about international digital resources also in the last 15-20 minutes. But let's first focus on the national digital resources. So I'll say this National Digital Library, you can see here they have school education, they have higher education, they have career development, they have research, patents, judicial services, cultural archives, newspaper archives are available for last more than 100 years. So a lot of digitization has happened. Newspaper of archives, pre-independence is also available. So a lot of resources have been digitized and they have been archived. You can see here. So this is the wonderful work that has been done for making those resources, national and international digital resources, available to us in order to overcome the constraints that the individual school or individual college or individual institution may have, because building an institution requires a lot of investment, a lot of efforts. It's a very painstaking process. So whatever institutions are existing, in order to help them by providing national and international digital resources relevant to the academics, relevant to the research, relevant to the activity they are undertaking, a lot of projects have been funded by the Ministry of Education, or previously known as Ministry of HRD. All those should be usable, and they should be used along with the methods that we have in our school, along with the resources, so that ultimate beneficiary is the student. So we can see here, let's go back to here and get back to, we can even go, let's say somebody has problem in English and he wants to learn in, let's say he wants to learn in Hindi. So he will have Hindi content also. He will have Urdu, whatever languages. So accordingly, they can be chose. So if I let's say choose Hindi and say want to search, right, and say you can see here some IELTS free online courses there, mathematics online video for class 10, something like that. So it is in some other language, some local language version is available. So we can choose in various languages. So you have to explore these content type, content provider. We have, you can see here, animation, application, audio, image, presentation, simulation, text, video, whatever content you want, you can choose that. If you say video, you'll have video, and that video can be played. You can change the language, etc. You can say, I just want only English, for example. So you can see here, the search result will only return only the English videos, something like that. So a lot of, through these selections, we can filter out what we need and start using it. Right? It is basically for experiment, for lecture, for problem solving. How many resources? So you can see here, education, solution, self-learning, reading, projects, problems. So I will say, kindly use these resources and for the benefit of your students, spend some time to identify the right subsets of those resources, assign it to different groups of your students based on your own diagnosis of their weaknesses, and then let them go through it. Have a system in place so that they come back to you after they have gone through it within defined time, within agreed time, and you motivate them, persuade them, encourage them, compel them, whatever works for them according to the your assessment of the student. But basically the idea is that they should be going through those contents so that they get interest developed, their weaknesses are overcome, and they have robust conceptual skills developed before they complete your class. That's the objective. Is it making sense? Can somebody I'm sure you will find these resources very, very valuable. If you start using them, you will find them very relevant for your student. Another important resource that I would like to showcase here is what is called, just let me open it in the browser. Is my screen visible? Can somebody say what is visible?
Yes, sir.
There is visible one library all
Yes,
of
sir.
India.
One library, all of India.
Let me just what is visible now? Hello? What is visible?
Spoken tutorials.
Spoken tutorial, right? Okay. Wonderful project, very valuable resource. This can help us a lot. It is actually a centrally funded project that has resulted into a number of tutorials, and these tutorials are very helpful for us to learn a number of things, number of tools, educational resources. For example, let's say we have some computer science teacher, for example. Any computer science teacher in this session right now? Are there any computer teacher or computer instructors?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So you can see here, just 1 minute, give me 1 minute to open that. So many resources available that can be helpful for our students. Just 1 minute. Is my screen available now? Visible?
Yes, sir.
Software training. So, spoken tutorial also offers a number of free and open source software trainings which can be utilized for training of teachers in various institutes. Hello? Hello? So you can see here, if you want to provide basic IT skill pack, so there is basically, as far as software is concerned, you may be aware there are two types of software. One is called proprietary software, which has got licensing implication and will require us to spend money to buy licenses to use them. They are called proprietary software. There is another category of software called free and open source, where it is available under general public license, and it does not require investment from the college or from the school or from the directorate of school. We can directly start using those. There might be slight need for training, and that training is available here right now on your screen, which is the spoken tutorials. So you might, I mean, we all know that to type letter or to type a note sheet or type anything, we require some kind of a word processor to write letter. We don't have to necessarily use Microsoft Office. We can use LibreOffice. We can use OpenOffice. We can use so many others which are available free and open source. So we don't have to pay money to Microsoft to buy those licenses. We can do it free of cost. So that is, those tutorials are available from spoken tutorial. Suppose somebody wants to learn Python, somebody wants to learn, so a lot of them are available here. Those tools, availability of those tools and the source from where we can learn, etc. I will request participants to please open the spoken tutorial. Go to Google and search spoken tutorial LibreOffice Calc. Let me put it in the chat box. Just type it in your browser and try to open. I want to see, can you locate them? I'll say LibreOffice Writer spoken tutorial, let's say Urdu, something like that, or Hindi or English, whatever. Can you see on in the chat I have typed something? Kindly copy this and put it in your browser. Try to do search on your computers for a minute. LibreOffice Writer spoken tutorial Urdu, something like that. Please do that. Let me also do the same search here. Are you able to find the open educational resources? Yes, participants? Hello?
Yes, sir. Some videos are there.
Okay. So you can see here, these videos, there are a set of videos, 12 minutes, 11 minutes, 40. If you go through these videos, you will become very comfortable with the LibreOffice Writer, which is like MS Word. And in fact, it is the free and open source equivalent of MS Word. Likewise, you can type, instead of writer, just say CALC, LibreOffice Calc. Let me just put that again in the chat for the ease of participants. LibreOffice Calc. Just say open tutorial, spoken tutorial. Instead of writer, just say calc, C-A-L-C, calc. It will open a video set of videos for a spreadsheet, which is like equivalent of Excel. So a spreadsheet, generally you want to put some data. In a spreadsheet, you can start using calc. Similarly, instead of PowerPoint presentation, you can say LibreOffice Impress, I-M-P-R-E-S-S. If you say LibreOffice Impress spoken tutorial, you will find the videos for presentation making software in free and open source without requiring to buy licenses, right? So in that way, we can start using these. You can start using this in your home PC. No need to buy licenses, or stay away from the pirated ones. So use the legitimate free and open source softwares without sacrificing any functionality. So if we can make, apart from that, let's say you want to teach your students Python, you can do LibreOffice Python. You can do Python spoken tutorial. You can find a lot of spoken tutorials. They are very well designed. There is the role of IIT Bombay in this project, and they are available in multiple languages. So this will help a lot our students. So this is some of the examples, and this is what, as per the vision of Dr. Kalam, our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the slide that I opened a few minutes back, where his photo was there, you can read out the message that you should be promoting FOSS, and that is what the government is also promoting. Ministry of Education is also emphasizing that use of free and open source softwares. So we can use these FOSS tools without requiring getting into the complexity of licenses, etc., and still continue the work without hassles. So this spoken tutorial is a wonderful national digital resource which can be used by us in various subjects. You can find a lot of resources available that you can assign to your students, identify their weak areas, their needs, and then assign to their students. So this basically is the what is called the examples of national digital resources. Now I want to talk about one more thing. See, let's talk about. Let me share my screen back and talk about one more initiative of. Is my screen visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you read out for me, please, what is visible?
Structured assessment for analyzed learning.
Okay, so that's actually a pilot project being run by Central Board of CBSE actually. See, the point is, wherever we have, if we do proper assessment following some structured methodology to identify the weak areas and then enrich our students, this is precisely what we have been talking about for last about an hour or so, how we can tailor the learning into adaptive, the traditional model, knowledge model, and then information model. So in the information model, the learning is tailored according to the need of the group. And this is actually a pilot project currently being administered at the end of class 3rd, class 5th, and class 8th. And it is for CBSE affiliated schools aimed at identifying the areas of improvement for moving towards competency-based learning. And it focuses on a few parameters, which is visible on your screen, which is critical thinking, problem solving, and analytical skills. This is a pilot project. While it is officially available for CBSE, but we can always take ideas from here and try to implement it in your own schools or in your institution. And I'm sure many institutions, your school may already be doing something on those lines. So the fundamental notion here is make an assessment and then identify the weak areas and enrich the students going forward on those areas, and then use the national and international digital resources which are available and which can be helpful for our students to bridge the gap, right? So this is one pilot project which is going on. So with this, we will be concluding the discussion on the national resources. We will be now moving towards the international digital resources, which means there are some resources available in other institutions outside India also. They are also offering some resources free. We are focusing mostly on the free resources so that there is no need for any investment or no cost barrier, etc. So let's any questions in what we have discussed so far on our national digital resources? If you have any questions, we can take it right now. Else we move forward to the international digital resources for supporting the teaching and learning. So shall we move forward? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Move forward.
So we have some examples of international digital resources. I'll request all the participants to open this URL in your browser. In some parts of the world, they call it CQ. We call it standard 12 or class 12. They call it. So kindly open this tool, this URL, https www.ck12.org/teacher, and have a look at what it has to offer.
Pardon, sir?
The the URL that is visible on your screen, kindly open this in your own machine, in your own laptop or your phone, whatever you are joining from. Try to open it. Let's see what does it show. What can you see? Are you able to see?
Yeah, sir, there is a something written Flexi, world's most powerful AI tutor.
Okay, so let's look at one such tool, right? One such. Let's give me just 1 minute. Let me also open it on my screen so that you can watch. Just a minute. Is it visible now? Hello?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, so you can see here it has certain help or some tool help is being made available to teachers. Let's look at quiz creator, for example. I have a quiz creator. I'm just trying to explore. We have learning objectives. So, right. So let's say right. I'm just trying to type something. How many questions you need? I need, let's say, 5 questions, right? Now, what kind of questions you need? Fill in the blanks, true, false, or select all that apply. Let's say I want true, false, I want short answer, something like that, right? Okay. Then difficulty level. So I want to have, let's say, easy, right? And it's a grade level. So let's say class, I say generate. So I've analyzed my students' weaknesses and I'm trying to create, you can see here that I have very quickly using that tool, I've generated certain questions along with the answer key. And I can see its relevance. Just because the tool has generated doesn't mean it has to be correct. Because the truth remains it's artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence needs human intelligence to help the artificial intelligence. So we need to make sure that whatever it is it has produced needs to be checked. So fact check has to happen. It is correct or not. And once we make sure that it is correct, then we can use it appropriately. So we can create multiple quizzes among different category of students. So in that way, we can actually, based on the different subjects. So this kind of, free and open source kind of tool being made available to teachers to help them generate quiz and etc. Relevance has to be looked by, obviously, by the teachers, right? So I'm just trying to give some examples that some tools can make the life easier, but those tools blindly should not be used because tools often generate wrong results. So we should not blindly use the tools. We should take the help of the tool, but validate the output of the tool with the knowledge and the wisdom we have to rectify the errors before we actually use it. Right? So that's one such example. Let's again take a number of others examples of international digital resources that we have talked about. So let me get back to my slides. And Okay, so is my slide, we are back to slide, right? So one AI powered teaching aid we have seen. So you remember the teaching aid that we talked when we were students, we had OHP projector. That was the best teaching aid that we had in the engineering college in this very university around 1990 or 89 when we were, students. At that point in time, the OHP projector was the best teaching aid available. But today, we have so many other gadgets and resources available. So, and so many open educational resources that can help our students overcome their weaknesses. Then there is a category of resources called open educational resources. A number of them is available under OER Commons. I will request participants to explore this resource also. So let's open it on the please open it. Kindly open it on your browser. And now let's look at. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Commons. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's actually another very good open educational resource available, and it is free of cost. And requesting for donations if you have any donations, but it's not for business. It's not for profit. So you can see here that there are various subjects are available. There are educational levels are available: preschool, lower primary, upper primary, middle school, high school, community college, etc., etc., adult education. And then there are various standards. Since it's an international digital resource, so it is listing various international standards, right? So, for example, let me open CSPAK12 computer science standard, right? So we can mention here you can see here a number of resources have come up. So you'll have to spend some time to identify what is relevant to your subject and identify. For example, you can see here downloadable docs, etc., etc. So many things. Those some time when you spend, there are videos, there are a number of classifications of the material. Okay, in this case, it did not find, doesn't matter. We'll have to search and from what is available, and you spend a little bit of time, you can find a lot of these materials, right? There are help centers, they do also offer certain services. So this is one, you can see here. You can see here now we have gone to the right place, and it has found a number of resources. So we chose here the standard and then choose here the grade. Let's say the starting grade 2. We can see here it has found some resources, and this can be explored by our students. But we can examine it first, and then we can let our students use it. Once we identify that it is fit for overcoming their weaknesses, particular identified weaknesses, then we can share it with our students. So here are some of the other examples. Apart from that, one more international digital resource that I would like to share here is the open courseware. So give me 1 minute. Now, please have a look at the screen. What is visible? Yes, participants, what is visible? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have reached to one of the top institutions, top ranking institutions. Place, the website is ocw.mit.edu. So this is the open courseware being offered by MIT, and there are so many subjects. So suppose teacher wants to upgrade his or her skill by attending some of these open courseware. This can be possible by using the open courseware by institutions like MIT. MIT is offering, Stanford is offering, Oxford is offering, and so many other institutions do offer open courseware. So here is an example, and you can see here that they offer, various. I think there are 2,500 odd free courses available. When we say free courses, which means for learning we don't have to pay. Suppose we want to have a certificate, then maybe we have to pay a fee and get that certificate, pass an assessment. But for the purpose of learning, there is no cost involved. So it's literally free and open, which means open for all. So this is free and open course. So in this way, similar open courseware can also be used by teachers, or if there is some student is interested in deep dive on a particular topic, then accordingly open courseware from the international digital resources can also be explored for fitment, and it can be utilized. So any questions in what we have discussed so far? Then I'll request you to please have a look at these courseware, and if you have any questions, you can look at their help and FAQ section. They have their well-maintained FAQ, that typically people have asked. They also have contact us section. So in that way, we can get benefited from these resources, and our students can get benefited by us identifying and the appropriate resource and blending it properly into the curriculum in the right proportion, identifying the needs and the areas of strengthening of different groups of our students. Okay, so let's conclude what we have discussed. Let's try to do summarize. Now I want active participation from all the participants. Please let me know where we started, so we can get a feedback of your involvement. What all we discussed? Please mention.
So we started with Swayam Prabha, and then we started with first the national digital resources. The first one that we discussed was the Swayam Prabha, and then we discussed a few more were there, and I don't exactly that is I don't remember the names exactly.
One library, digital library.
Open education resources
Yes,
like LibreOffice.
open digital library.
Open digital library, and then the open.
Okay, go ahead. Please go ahead.
And
yeah, please finish.
And in the international resources, we opened the first one was CB12, that was the Flexi one, and then the second one was the this OER Commons, and then we had the open courseware by MIT EDU.
Anybody else who wants to add anything that has been missed out?
Also, we have discussed in tutorial projects, sir.
Sir, one more thing I want to add to this is that I am a computer teacher from ABK Girls, and from past 4 to 5 years we are using LibreOffice as our only platform for teaching the students, and from past 3 years we are creating the result on all the result work is done in the LibreOffice Calc. And I have given training to all my teachers in the school, and both our primary section as well as the higher section that are using the LibreOffice instead of MS Office in our school.
Very nice. So, students should also be educated on the free and open source softwares. That will be very nice for the students.
Yes, sir. The students only use the LibreOffice Calc and LibreOffice instead of Word and instead of MS Excel and instead of PowerPoint, we are using the LibreOffice tools in our school. We don't have MS Office. We have MS Office only on few systems.
Yeah, I mean, for education, most of the educational resources are on Linux and the open source domain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, what anybody else wants to add what we have discussed so far and missed out in the summarization? Please add anything that was we have discussed but could not summarize. Can somebody add? We talked about National Digital Library, right? We talked about
Yes, sir.
Sakshat portal. We talked about spoken tutorials. We looked at, a number of resources that we can use from spoken tutorial for training of teachers, training of lab staff, and training of students. And we also looked at some of the international digital resources. Let me just, we have another couple of international digital resources. In fact, there's the way we have a concept of IGNOU. You might have heard of IGNOU, right?
Yes, sir.
IGNOU is Open University, Indira Gandhi National Open University, right? So we have an Open University in the international domain also. So let's, I'm just trying to open the URL of that so you can explore. These are all free courses. We are only talking about the courses which are available free, so that your school or institution is not burdened with the demand of funds because of these sessions, etc. Instead, once we complete this session, we should be in a position to start using these resources. With all constraints we have, despite all constraints, we can still try to use these resources for betterment of students. Just give me 1 minute. Is the Open University URL available, visible on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is visible.
So if you open this on your browser, you can see the course catalog which is available. www.open.edu/openlearn/free courses/full catalog. So that's the URL where you can find out what kind of free courses are available, which means using, for the purpose of knowledge, we can prefer any resource as long as it is authentic, it is lawful, it is useful. You can always refer without incurring expenditure and without any travel, etc. We can still use these resources for enrichment of the curriculum, enrichment of the knowledge of our students. And the best way that works is identify the weak areas of the individual group of students, assign them small components of these national and international digital resources, ask them to go through and get back to you so that they can discuss with you their concepts. So we have achieved involvement, we have enhanced the engagement of the students, and we have achieved the objective of creating more interest. In the beginning we said some students don't have interest, they have weakness, they have smartphones. So instead of attempting to ask them to submit their smartphone, we can ask them to use their smartphone not for unwanted things, but for things which help them in their education, which help them in their academic excellence, enrichment of their knowledge, enhancement of their career. So in that way, if we give them these examples and if we showcase these use cases, then those students will be and motivate them, persuade them, encourage them, interact with them. I'm sure these will be very beneficial for the students. Right? Any other questions we have? Any participant has in what we have discussed so far? Okay, so one more resource that I would like to share. This might be more for computer teachers, but I'm sure all teachers can take the idea from it. And Just give me 1 minute. In fact, we all know that students, the young generation is very, very innovative. Do you agree or not? You have seen in the house that the grandfather asks the grandchild that I have this problem in my mobile, can you please have a look at it? And in few minutes, that youngster solved the problem, grandfather. So this, why? Because the new generation is very, very innovative. So this, and they're using playing games, this, that. If that their talent can be used for enrichment of their skill, it will bring a lot of value. It will bring a very good, students when they go to college level, when they go to university level. So for that purpose, what has happened is some research has happened, and one of the professors from IIT Mumbai did research and came with a curriculum. That curriculum's URL is now visible on your screen right now. It is called Computer Masti. So, because the young students, they will be playing games, watching this cartoon, that. So what they do is they have researched that if we can make their learning as if they are playing games and build their skills, then they will become very, very powerful students when they reach the university. The well-researched, well-designed research has happened, and a curriculum has been launched. That curriculum is called Computer Masti, and the website is computermasti.in. So they have a curriculum starting from class 1 until class 12. Well-established syllabus, well-established, questions and answers. This is obviously for computers. So computer education for the schools through Computer Masti curriculum, and in that they use the free and open source software called Scratch to build the programming skill of the young children. And instead of playing game by some video game or computer games, they say you have to kill this enemy by writing a small code so that cursor moves in the right direction, in the left direction. So in that way, he is actually writing code to achieve the game's objective. So his logical thinking, his reasoning, etc. is being built, and it is gradually, the concepts are being enhanced gradually at different levels. So this is a well-researched curriculum available. So the same thing can be applied by various teachers in their subject, that give them some authentic exercises, make groups, give them assignments, ask them to apply the knowledge into real-world problems and come up with solutions. And those solutions can be evaluated by the teachers. In that way, the students' involvement will be there. So this is what I wanted to share, was one of the research that has happened in IIT Mumbai or IIT Bombay. And they had came up with this Computer Masti as a curriculum. And that is being used in various institutions. In fact, we had also had a chance to visit some of those institutions to see this working on the ground. So with this, I'd like to confirm that I have already exhausted the budgeted quota of time that was reserved for me, that was made available to me. I would like to thank all the participants. If you have any questions, I can take in 1 minute. Otherwise, we'll have to conclude this session. And thanks for your time and patient listening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We'll conclude this here, and thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.